I'm zooming in on a photograph here of People's 12A, and I'm pointing to what appears to be a necklace, or two necklaces. Are those the necklaces that you're referring to Amie having worn that night?
Yes.
Now, did you take additional photos at the Globe Theater, aside from the one I'm showing you here?
We did, yes.
I'm showing you what's been marked as People's 12B. Is this the photograph that was also taken there?
Yes.
And could you point out who's who in this photograph?
Sorry. I'm to the right and Amy's to the left. Sorry.
You said you're to the right and Amy's to the left?
I'm sorry. I'm on the left and Amy's on the right.
You're to the left and Amy's to the right. If you need a moment, just let me know and we can pause.
Do you have tissues up there?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, it's right behind the screen. Just reach behind the screen right there. Yeah, there you go. Right. Your hands right there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. There's not much room up there.
I'm going to show you one more photo, Michelle. People's 12C. Do you recognize that photo?
Yes.
Is that another photo that was taken that evening?
Yes.
And could you tell us who's in the photo?
Myself to the left and Amie to the right.
Now, how long do you recall was the burlesque show?
It finished around 9:30, so like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Now, did you decide to go somewhere after the Globe Theater?
Yes.
So what time would you say you actually left?
Between 9:45 and 10 p.m.
And where did you go?
We first went to my office at 711 Olive Street. And then we went to the Nomad Hotel, which was across the street.
What's the Nomad?
It is a hotel / eatery. They have food, drinks.
Gotcha.
And it is a hotel.
Did all of you go there?
Yes, we did.
So that was Sarah, Amie, and yourself?
Yes.
Could you kind of tell us logistically how that took place?
Yeah, so Sarah and I had both Ubered there, so Amie drove us back.
What do you mean Amie drove you back?
We went in her car.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And we drove to my office. And, yeah.
So just to be clear, so that I'm not confused, Sarah drove both yourself and Sarah in her car back to your office located at 711 Olive Street.
Yes.
And that's located across the street from the Nomad?
Yes.
Where did Amie park?
In the under garage of my building. I had parking there, so.
Is that where you had also parked earlier in the evening?
Yes, my car was there. Yeah.
And why did you decide to drive back with Amie and have her park there?
She'd taken her car, and it's safer. You know, my building is safe and secure parking.
Gotcha.
So, and we knew we wanted to go to the Nomad, and I said, well, my business is right there, so let's just go park. It's a gated parking, so.
What time would you say after leaving the Globe Theater did you arrive at the Nomad?
Probably around 10:30. Wasn't, yeah.
What did you guys do once you were there?
We talked. We had something to eat. Amie had tea.
And when you say you laugh when you say Amie had tea, why did you laugh?
Because she loves tea. I don't
Okay.
know.
And you said you and Sarah had some drinks. Is that right?
Yeah, not alcoholic, just yeah, because we were ending the night, and so. Yeah.
About how long would you say you stayed at the Nomad with Amie and Sarah?
We left around midnight. Yeah.
And when you say
12,
we, did all three of you leave at the same time?
Yes, we did.
Where did you each go from there? Let's start with Sarah.
Sarah took an Uber to where her car was parked, and Amie and I walked back to my office.
Did you go straight home from there?
No.
What did you guys do once you and Amie walked back to your office?
We went up to my actual office. She wanted to see it. And I had just gotten a puppy, and she just wanted to see the puppy. And so we just went up there, and we were just talking for a moment. I had to gather my things. I didn't want her going to the garage by herself, and so we went back down together.
How much time would you say you spent in your office playing with your new puppy? And
Not much time, maybe 10 minutes, because we just both wanted to get home. It's late.
And you said that you had both walked down to the garage together?
Yes.
And we're talking about the parking garage?
Yes.
What happened once you got down to the parking garage?
We talked for a few minutes by our car, and then we both got in our cars and went to the freeway together, and I followed her on the freeway, and then, we went our separate ways.
And what time would you say that was when you finally, got into your cars and drove out of the parking garage?
Well, it doesn't take very long to get home. Must have been 12:30. It was a pretty, maybe 20 minutes or so. We went up and came down, and then we left.
And where did you go from your office?
I went to my house.
And how long, you said it takes you, did you say 20 minutes to get home?
Or so, yeah. I got home at 1 a.m.
Now, did you hear from Amie at any point after parting at the garage to arriving at your house?
Yes.
And how did you hear from her?
As soon as I was pulling into my garage at my home, she texted me and asked me to send her pictures.
Your Honor, at this time, the people are holding 2 pages of screenshots of text messages. May that be marked as people's 13A and 13B?
Yeah.
And just preliminarily, I'm going to leave this exhibit up. I just want to let counsel know, just because the next series of questions will be involved with this exhibit, Your Honor.
We're our discussion had to do with photographs. So not so much text and so forth and or these. As long as you're asking on the issue of the witness, that's fine. You're within the court's order.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right.
So you said that you received a text message from Amie at what time?
It was 1:02.
Now I'm going to show you 13A. Do you have a good view of that in the screen in front of you?
I do, yes.
Now, do you recognize this to be your phone based on these text messages?
Yes, it's my phone.
Showing you the initial text message here, send me the selfies we took. Is that a text message from you or?
That's from Amie.
That's from Amie.
Yes.
And do you see the timestamp right above there?
I do.
Okay. And what's the timestamp?
1:01 a.m.
And that is a text message you received from Amie?
Yes.
Now, there's a second text message in blue saying okay.
Yes.
And with a timestamp of 1:02 a.m.
Yes.
Is that your response to Amie's text message?
Yes.
And you said that's what time you came home?
Yes, because I distinctly remember as soon as I pulled into my garage, I got the message. I was in my car, and I responded before I even went into my house.
So upon seeing that text message, you immediately responded?
Yes.
Now, and these are the photographs that we see on the screen that I showed you earlier, is that correct?
Yes.
I'm going to show you people's 13B. These are the other photographs that we talked about on direct examination in people's 12. Is that correct?
Yes.
There is a timestamp on the right side here of 1:07 a.m. Are those text messages that you had sent between the times of 1:02 and 1:07?
I sent them all at once, and it looks like some of them just got delivered a little later.
Did you get a response from Amie after sending these messages?
No.
And when was the last time you ever heard from Amie?
When she texted me to send the photos.
So the text messages that we're viewing is the last communication you ever had with Amie prior to her death?
Yes.
Thank you. Nothing further.